The 2016 NBA Draft has given the league multiple All-Stars, but the player that fell to the number 7 spot has risen in his playoff performances, Jamal Murray. And even his college head coach, John Calipari, said this about Jamal.
I really believe Jamal Murray would have moved into the conversation for the number 1 pick.
So, who were the 6 players drafted before Jamal Murray, and where are they now? The number 1 pick was Ben Simmons, and despite his reputation falling off ever since this moment in the 2021 Eastern Conference semifinals, there was a reason he was drafted at the number 1 spot. Simmons was getting hype early in his high school days, as he was the number 1 ranked player in the country, after moving to the United States from Australia in 2013. Even at age 15, he was getting national attention, and that wasn't all. Later in his high school career, he grew an additional 4 inches, ending his senior year at 6'9", averaging 28 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. He decided to go to college at LSU. While there were ups and downs. During his sole season with the Tigers, Simmons averaged 19, 12, and 5, and was the National Freshman of the Year. But LSU finished the season just 14 and 19. Simmons was then drafted number 1 overall in the 2016 draft, but missed that incoming season due to a fracture in his right foot. Then he rose to an all-star caliber player. But with all the drama that surrounded his career with team conflicts, health struggles, and more following Philadelphia's playoff exit in 2021, this would all lead to his trade to Brooklyn. And in 2022-23, he put up just 7 points per game during the season. That takes us to the next pick in the 2016 NBA Draft. At the number 2 pick was Brandon Ingram. The Duke product has dealt with huge career adjustments since his draft day. Growing up in North Carolina, Ingram became a McDonald's All-American, averaging 24 points and 10 rebounds a game his senior year. ESPN had Ingram ranked as the number 3 prospect in the country, and he decided to stay in the state, going to Duke. But he did almost go to UNC. During his 1 season at Duke, he averaged 17 points and 7 rebounds per game, and was an honorable mention All-American. Then to the NBA he went. Ingram was drafted number 2 to the Los Angeles Lakers, and his first 3 seasons were played in LA, receiving awards like All-Rookie Second Team before getting traded to the New Orleans Pelicans in 2019. In New Orleans is where he became an All-Star, literally. In his first season with the Pelicans, Ingram became an All-Star, Most Improved Player, and became a big piece on the Pelicans roster, consistently averaging around 20 points or more per game. A successful trade for him, to say the least. And the number 3 pick in the 2016 NBA Draft continues the trend we saw from the first 2 picks, one-and-done college players and NBA All-Stars. Jaylen Brown grew up in Georgia, attending Wheeler High School. During his senior year, he actually played against Ben Simmons, dropping 25, 12, and 6 in a win over the number 1 pick. Brown averaged 28 points and 12 rebounds per game in his final high school year, leading him to be the number 4 recruit in the country, right behind Brandon Ingram. He committed to play at Cal, and during his 1 season with the Golden Bears, Brown not only averaged 15 points and 5 rebounds per game, he also became the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year and made first team All-Pac-12. He was drafted by the Boston Celtics in 2016 and has progressively grown his role and reputation, and people have taken notice. Brown received his first All-Star nod in 2021 while also reaching the game in 2023, and there's surely more to come. But the next pick in the 2016 NBA Draft has had a different journey than the top 3 picks. Dragan Bender. From Croatia, the 7-footer started playing pro ball at just 15 years old. From 2012 leading up to the 2016 NBA Draft, Bender played for 4 different teams. In 2016, Bender became an All-Star for the Israeli All-Star Game and declared for the NBA at the age of 18. And Bender was a hyped-up prospect compared to players like Pau Gasol and Kristaps Porzingis. Bender played 3 total seasons with Phoenix, running into some injury trouble in 2017 with a bone spur. In 2019, he became a free agent, signing with the Milwaukee Bucks, but it was brief. He played 7 total games with the Bucks and spent the rest of that time with their G League affiliate, the Wisconsin Herd. In 2020, Bender was waived by the Bucks, but just 13 days later, he did sign a 10-day contract with the Golden State Warriors. He played 9 games with Golden State, with his final game with the team being a game where he put up 23 points and 7 rebounds against the Clippers. But the COVID-19 pandemic left Bender as a free agent when the season returned, and he went back to the EuroLeague in September 2020. He missed the next season due to injury and signed with the Spanish League team in 2022. He has continued to play overseas since. Dragan Bender had shown some flashes of good play, but was unfortunately unable to live up to the hype of a number 4 pick. The number 5 pick in the 2016 NBA draft was a point guard who dominated at every level going into the league. Kris Dunn grew up in New London, Connecticut, and during his senior year of high school was one of the best players in the country. He averaged 33 points and nearly 10 rebounds per game. He was the 23rd ranked player in the country for his class and committed to Providence. Due to shoulder surgery, Dunn missed the majority of both his freshman and sophomore seasons, but that set him up for the next 2 years. His last 2 college seasons, Dunn averaged 15 and 16 points per game respectively, became Big East Player of the Year in 2015 and 16, and became one of the best point guards in the country. Dunn was drafted 5th overall in the 2016 NBA draft by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Since entering the league, it's been rather up and down for Dunn. Between his rookie season and 2023, Dunn jumped from Minnesota to Chicago to Atlanta to Portland to Utah, and 2 G League teams. He has shown flashes of great play. He had a career-high 32 points in 2018 against Dallas in a 127-124 victory. His injury history does have 18 different injuries since getting drafted, and has forced him to miss time throughout his career. With that said, in 2023, Dunn did sign a 10-day contract with Utah that led to a multi-year deal, ending the season averaging over 13 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds over 22 games. And at the number 6 pick in the 2016 NBA draft is a player that was one of the best college players in the country prior to getting drafted. Buddy Hield grew up in the Bahamas and was recruited to play basketball in the States. He played his last 2 years of high school ball in Wichita, Kansas, and during his senior year put up nearly 22 points per game and nearly 50% from the field. Then came college. Hield played 4 seasons with Oklahoma and was arguably the most exciting college player in the game during his senior year. He averaged over 25 points per game, winning multiple awards, including Naismith College Player of the Year in 2016. Then he got drafted. Hield was picked at the number 6 spot in the 2016 NBA draft to the New Orleans Pelicans, and despite jumping around to a few different teams, he has had a successful NBA career. During his rookie season, Hield was traded mid-season to the Sacramento Kings, and he played well. Following the conclusion of that 2016-17 rookie season, Hield was named to the All-Rookie First Team after averaging over 15 points per game with the Kings following the mid-season trade, and he has been one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA since. For example, in 2021, becoming the fastest player in NBA history to reach 1,000 career threes when he did it in 350 career games. Hield was part of the 2022 Tyrese Halliburton trade from Sacramento to Indiana, and has consistently put up double-digit point totals throughout his NBA career. Also, with his 3-point specialties, Hield has not only participated in the NBA 3-point contest a couple times, he won the contest in 2020. And that brings us to the number 7 pick, Jamal Murray. What made Jamal Murray fall to the number 7 pick in the 2016 NBA draft? Well, as you can see from the previous 6 players explained, most of them had the resume and accolades to back up their draft spots. But Jamal Murray has many similarities to those other top picks. One of those similarities being that he did play just 1 year of college basketball. Murray went to Kentucky after growing up in Ontario, Canada, and put up exactly 20 points per game over 36 games with the Wildcats. And despite some rough injuries, Murray has consistently improved throughout his career in the NBA. So, the 2016 NBA draft has come out with some very, very good NBA talent, and Jamal Murray has very much become one of them. How would you rank the players from the 2016 NBA draft?